King Charles just dropped a rule that's set to shake up the royal family like never before, and it's strict. Any kid who wants to stay in the line of succession has to be raised full-time in the UK under royal supervision. No exceptions, no shortcuts, no special circumstances. And everyone knew exactly who this hit first. Archie and Lilibet, Harry and Meghan's kids, born with royal blood but living in California, far from palace life. They don't follow royal routines, don't live inside the system that shapes heirs, and haven't been part of daily palace life. This wasn't just a boring rule update. It was a clear message. Proximity matters more than feelings. For Meghan, it wasn't paperwork, it was a door closing, a sign that her kids might not even be recognised as part of the royal story. And that was just the start. Charles added another condition that hit even harder from now on. Only kids of working active royals can stay in the line of succession. Blood alone isn't enough. Being born a prince or princess doesn't cut it. You've got to serve. If a royal doesn't show up for duty, represent the crown, or actively serve the institution, their kids don't get a spot in the line. And that's when the past came rushing back. In 2020, Harry and Meghan made their choice. They stepped away from royal duties. They chose independence over obligation. Back then, it was sold as freedom. But now, under these new rules, that choice carries consequences. Permanent ones. Their kids no longer fit the structure. Not because of scandal, not because of punishment, it's just that the rules changed. 2 rules. 2 strikes. Both pointing in the same direction. This wasn't chaos. It was design. Officially, the palace called it a structural update, a way to slim down the monarchy, reduce confusion and protect its future. But rules always send messages, and this one was loud and cold. The monarchy was done bending, done stretching to accommodate distance, done carrying branches that no longer lived inside the system. This wasn't revenge, it was reorganisation, and reorganisation reveals priorities. Who stays close? Who fades out? Who belongs to the future and who becomes history? For Meghan, it felt like an eraser. For the palace, it was just order. And this was only the opening move. For Meghan, this was never just about titles. It was about belonging, recognition, and whether her kids would be seen as legitimate heirs to a legacy she believed they were born into. From her view, these changes didn't feel neutral. They felt targeted, too specific, too perfectly timed. 2 rules, written after she and Harry left landing squarely on her children. To Meghan, that didn't feel like coincidence. It felt like a message. The palace wasn't just reshaping the monarchy, it was quietly rewriting her family out of it. And the more the palace insisted it wasn't personal, the more personal it felt. Then just when it seemed like things couldn't get colder, the palace made another move. And this one, far more unsettling, a formal clarity review. Normally, these reviews are boring, routine paperwork checks, quietly handled behind the scenes. But this one, totally different. This review wasn't done by office staff or archivists. It involved constitutional experts, legal advisors, historians, people who know succession law inside and out. That kind of team only shows up when something serious is at stake, or when the consequences could last generations. The focus? Everything tied to Harry, Meghan and their kids. Birth records, medical confirmations, timelines, eligibility details, stuff that had never been examined this closely before. No accusations, no drama, but the message was crystal clear. The monarchy was tightening its grip, leaving no room for uncertainty. While all this was happening, another figure quietly moved to the centre. Prince William. For years he stayed in the background, learning, watching, preparing. But now insiders say he's stepping up in a big way. He's no longer just the future king, he's becoming the protector of the institution. Sources describe him as firm, focused, and completely unwilling to tolerate instability. After years of public drama around Harry and Meghan, William's patience is gone. He doesn't see this as personal, he sees it as responsibility. One advisor put it bluntly, William will cut a limb to save the body. Where Harry stepped away, William stepped forward. Where Meghan challenged the system, William reinforced it. And as King Charles reshapes the monarchy, William is ready to finish the job. The palace message is loud and clear. The crown will not carry chaos into the next generation. By now, Meghan didn't just feel shut out, she felt cornered. And that's when things shifted from feelings to law. Behind the scenes, Meghan started talking to lawyers not just in California, but in the UK too. She wanted answers, real ones. She needed to know if the monarchy even had the right to change succession rules in a way that affected her kids. She focused on the 1701 Act of Settlement, the law that's governed royal inheritance for over 300 years. To Meghan, the timing of these new rules felt deliberate, too precise, too convenient. She felt the monarchy wasn't just modernising. She believed it was responding to her and Harry stepping away by rewriting the rules around their children. Of course, the palace insisted these changes were long overdue, necessary neutral. But neutrality disappeared the moment her kids became the only ones excluded. And once lawyers get involved, nothing stays quiet. This is where it gets painful. If Meghan pushes legally, Harry can't stay in the middle. A court battle forces sides publicly. If he stands with Meghan, he's up against his own family under scrutiny with documents and testimony exposed. If he stands with the palace, he risks breaking the promise he made to Meghan to never abandon her. There's no soft landing here. No compromise that saves everyone. Sources say Harry feels the weight building. Every option, heavy. Every path, irreversible. He's a husband protecting his family. A son watching the gates of his past close. A prince without a home base. Two worlds pulling him in opposite directions. Only one choice can be made. By now, there's no confusion about where everyone stands. On one side, the monarchy. Rules rewritten, titles redefined. Succession realigned, a clarity review, digging through the past with quiet precision. King Charles is done bending. William isn't compromising. The monarchy is choosing order over emotion. On the other side, Meghan determined, furious, ready to fight for what she believes her children were born into. To her, the rule changes feel like an eraser. The clarity review feels like an invasion. And the gap between California and London feels wider than ever. Standing directly in the middle, Harry pulled so tightly that something has to give. This is the moment before everything blows up, because if Meghan takes legal action, the monarchy can't respond with just statements. They'll respond with evidence, documents, testimony, private history the royal family has kept under wraps for generations. Once that door opens, peace is gone. This stops being a family dispute. It becomes a constitutional storm. The future of two royal children becomes the centre of a historic reckoning. The monarchy is preparing to move on. Meghan is preparing to fight back. And Harry, he's facing the hardest choice of his life. Whatever happens next won't be quiet, it won't be gentle, and it won't be easily undone. This isn't the end of the story. This is the spark, the moment right before the explosion.